Queenzflip destroys the Improper Improv set.
Yep. And there goes him. Just ruined the whole show. And there's that.
That's right. On the last episode of Improper Improv, Queenzflip finally broke the set that everyone hates. And it revealed a lot about the show, but it also involved me a little bit as Ian and Flip went through this conversation about, having me on the show, and that made Flip tear up the set. But was this crash out real, or was it planned? Now, I'm going to be honest and say right away, I think him tearing up the set was completely 100% fake. First of all, there was people handing him crowbars.
Thank you. Well,
Parks was fixing his mic.
yeah. It's on? All right, hit Erickson.
And he was very cautious about what to destroy.
Oh, you lucky. You lucky I don't want to take that down.
Which to me represents that they were going to destroy the set anyway, and this was a great time to get their content off. And overall, I have to give it to Flip. That episode was the best it's ever been on this second season of Improper Improv, but it's still not a good show. Yes, they had that big booty lady there. I think, okay, great ad, very nice in the face. And then they had Imani there, who I think really did a great job of being on the show and participating in the show, as opposed to Parks, who's walking off set because he feels uncomfortable. I still think Sexy Stace is good. I think Shampoo is good. So they have the building blocks of something that might work. And now that the set is destroyed, they can move forward with something that's a little bit more substantial. And there's a lot of questions to be answered for the show. Will they bring back Joe? Because I know Flip is kind of insecure. I think a lot of creators are insecure. If Joe comes back and the show is great again, it's going to make Flip look absolutely nuts. But one thing we do know is that Flip doesn't have complete control of this, because Ian said you can't do IRL. You also have to take a break every week, so it's every other week. So even though Flip presents as if he is the final call on all of this, he really isn't. Then there's that whole bit about, oh, you should let Danny on the show. And Flip goes into this tangent about how I said G Money is in his closet.
Until he addressed, because I recorded it, until he addressed why he said I had a black man hanging in my closet, because he keeps avoiding that. Because
I really hope he does address it. Because that pisses me off that he's pissing you off. You and Danny are going to have a great sit.
Never.
I want him here on episode 4.
No, he will never be up here.
And I just want to say, that is clear manipulation by Flip. He's always trying to paint a picture of me saying something that's dicey. And I don't care to be on Improper Improv. Why would I want to be on a watered down version of Improper Improv? This is the worst show on the Joe Budden Network right now. They just did Podwives, and that was better than Improper Improv. On top of that, it's very devalued. It's getting the lowest views. That wouldn't even help me. Like, I think we have to have a conversation about how going on certain platforms really won't work, especially if the infrastructure isn't there. And Improper Improv is not the Improper Improv of yesterday. This is essentially like getting a tryout for the Brooklyn Cyclones. Like, I want to be on the Mets. I don't want to play for this shoddy team that Flip destroyed the value of. This show was special. Last season, I would have hopped on the train right to Jersey City. But this garbage that Flip has created, that he has manifested with his nasty way of thinking about the world, that is all about control, he has made the Joe Budden podcast flip the network, and it's resulted in something absolutely disgusting. But let me know what you think. Do you feel like the episode was good? And if you do, I will tell you that each episode of the second season of Improper Improv, their views are dropping and dropping and dropping. The last episode will not be viewed as much as the previous episode. So what could they do to fix it? Well, they have to bring back Joe. They also have to stop this Flip stuff, because Flip is not really good at organizing something for the Joe Budden Network. He's not good at it. It's terrible stuff. He's got to do better, but I don't think he knows how. And on top of that, it's causing great stress for the network. Like, Ian could be doing something else. I think he was a big part of Pod Wives because he was kind of an A-mic on that pod, if you ask me. He was introing topics. He was going in and out of segments. This is a huge waste of time. Improper Improv is a huge waste of time. It's not getting who's clipping up Improper Improv? It's just a huge mess. And absolutely no one cares about it. And it's as a result of Queenzflip's big mistakes. Now, a lot of people have been saying I've been biased towards Flip. But if you look at the results of him and his fight for control of Improper Improv, which is technically Joe's creation as much as it's his creation, Joe came up with the name. Flip had this idea to call it In Joe's Vision. Terrible name. Which was probably a dig at Joe, like, oh, this is Joe's idea. It's not really my idea. I would do this. And Joe stepped in and said, nah, I called it Improper Improv, obviously, rapper brain. And then, if you go back and look at the last season of Improper Improv, you kind of saw the debacle coming because Flip was arguing about, I need control. I need to be able to bring the mariachi band. Whenever y'all don't let me do anything, it really tears me down. And it was because the mariachi band wasn't really going to be allowed by the complex, the apartment complex. They don't want that noise in there. Flip also wanted to bring animals, and they wasn't with it. To me, if I was Flip, I would have just played ball. Oh, you don't want me to bring these big animals, these pigs? All right, we bringing in some golden retrievers. We bringing in some little Yorkies. I don't know what's wrong with Flip just being adaptable. Because the only way he can make these requests to me is if he's doing massive numbers. And he's not that big of a draw. Let's be real. Before Flip arrived to the Joe Budden Network, he was kind of on the downslope. And I think his arrival to the Joe Budden Network made him realize who he was. And he started to get his stock back up. And even his own channel started to skyrocket a little bit. You know, when he was going out here in the streets doing those Kendrick Lamar, Drake reaction videos. But of course, that was because of the battle. Everybody who was doing reaction content back there was making a killing. I sometimes regret not making Family Matters or Not Like Us reaction videos. I probably would have done decent views just because everybody was getting good views at that time. Shout out to the bots. But he finally got back up there, and I think he was feeling himself. I think he thought because he brought live streaming to the network, he could make certain demands of Improper Improv. But then again, Joe and Ian didn't really align the business strategy. I believe initially Flip started to do Improper Improv off the strength because Joe and Ian were giving him some extra money as a result of him requesting extra money. And when it stopped, it was unclear why he was receiving that extra money. And then they wanted to do an amendment that was tied to his production on the network, which made Flip upset. And that right there led to the reason, I believe, that there was such a big break between Improper Season 1 and Improper Season 2. So to summarize, that crash out Flip did was fake. It was people were handing him tools to destroy the set. And I'm not apologizing to Flip. I didn't do anything. As a matter of fact, Flip has said way more disrespectful stuff towards me. And I'm not out here crying, demanding an apology. That's weak as hell. Flip can say whatever he wants, but the moment I say a sarcastic quip, I gotta apologize to Flip? No, buddy, this is content. I haven't disrespected anybody. I'm not gonna let you manipulate my content just because you feel I gotta talk about you a certain way. I sincerely believe that Flip thinks he made me because he mentioned me on the show first. Newsflash, buddy, a shout out don't really make you hot. I'm not saying I'm hot like that, but you have to make the videos, you have to do the content, you have to be consistent, and that's way harder than anything Flip ever gave me. Flip shouted out other people, it ain't take off for them. Flip always trying to put somebody on at the expense of someone else, and it just goes to show you, unless you have the work rate, the consistency behind it, it won't manifest in anything substantial. But let me know what you think Are you looking forward to the next episode of Improper Improv? I actually do think they can save it, but it's going to require Joe to save Flip yet again. All right, y'all. I also want to end this video by saying I reached out to Adam22. I noticed in the comments section, a lot of people were saying, Danny, you're falling off. Your numbers, they're falling apart. So I realized I needed to reach out to a lifeline, and that lifeline was Adam22. I thought I could work on No Jumper. Remember, I appeared on No Jumper. I did an interview there. I thought it went great, so I said I can call my buddy in content, Adam. I can join No Jumper. I can be there talking about gang politics in LA. Talk about all those guys, the Hoovers, the Crips, the Bloods. That's right up my alley if you watch the content on this channel. I'm a modern day Al Prophet. And when I called him, I received heartbreaking news. So I'm going to let you in on that call. And I want you to stay tuned to the end of this video because things aren't looking so great for the stop. All right, y'all. Remember, before I sign out and let you listen to this, follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. Follow me on Patreon, The Stop TV. There's a lot of content there right now. So here's my call to Adam22.
Yo.
Hey, Adam.
Danny.
What's up, man? I was thinking, like, I was kind of working on the channel and I thought of some ideas, just workshopping some stuff. And I was wondering, like, one of the things that kind of came to my mind was me joining No Jumper.
Right. Doing what? Like, as like an editor, or what do you want to do?
On camera, a podcast, just me doing the science.
Oh, I thought you had already kind of decided that you weren't cut out for podcasting after things went left with shampoo or whatever.
That was a one-time thing, though. I do think I can pivot. So I was wondering, like, me, Flacco, Lush, kind of just kicking the shit, straight science, none of that gang shit, just podcasting about podcasting. How you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we already kind of tried the whole beta male role with Dejan and everything, and I don't know. It feels like the fans, you know, I think they like you doing content in your apartment. You know, I feel like that is a little bit too big of a stage. It might not be good for you.
I don't know. The AdSense is just kind of nosedived for me. So I was thinking, you know, it's like, why not? You know, I just think it'd be a perfect marriage.
So did you want to move to LA, or you're trying to do this over Zoom, or what? What was the idea?
No, I would probably do it over Zoom, or like see if you could like get me like something, or like maybe because like I still have like kind of a fear of flying. Last time I really toughed it out, but I feel like you can kind of lay out the groundwork for me to just kind of do my own thing, absent of what you guys doing over there, that operation you got going.
Honestly, bro, like I like you. I watch your videos and stuff, but it's just gonna be a no for me. I don't think it's a real good fit.
All right, I thought this would go differently. All right, okay, Adam, whatever, man.
No, I'm a fan of the channel, man, but I don't think it's the best fit. I'm sorry.
Got it. Thank you.
Sorry, man.